Insights seem critical to visualization research. For example, Card, McKinley, and Schneiderman assert that the purpose of visualization is insight. That being said, insights also seem to lack a clear definition in the visualization literature. Are they spontaneous utterances, statistical properties of a dataset, or something else entirely? You might be wondering, why do these differences even matter? Well, we tend to design systems and studies based on what we believe insights are. If insights are spontaneous ideas, then we may lean towards building tools that allow people to express themselves creatively. If insights are statistical properties, then we may focus on designing tools to mine statistics and facts from datasets. If insights are units within a knowledge base, then we may lean towards building knowledge management interfaces. Together, we see that our definition of insights plays a crucial role in understanding what tools we build and why we build them. To help fellow researchers and developers, and frankly ourselves, navigate the many definitions of insight, we contribute a review of the visualization literature on defining and analyzing insights in visualization research. We hope this literature review will help to improve communication across our community and improve how we evaluate insight-based methods and tools. For the remainder of this talk, I'll go over our literature review methods and some key findings. So please see the paper for the full details, but we conducted a comprehensive search for visualization papers that focus on analyzing, defining, or capturing insights. Our search methods resulted in 41 papers relevant to our review, and some supplemental papers on relevant topics, such as visualization recommendation and visualization task models. We observed 3 key takeaways from our literature review. First, insights tend to be defined in 4 different ways. Second, the source of the insights matters. And third, insights seem to share a consistent structure described in the literature. Going into our first takeaway, we find that current insight definitions tend to fall into one of 4 groups. Utterances, or basically logging of what people said during studies or wrote in insight diaries and so on. Data facts, or statistical properties calculated using visualizations, queries, models, and other statistical tools. Hypotheses, or testable assertions or questions about a dataset. And finally, knowledge links, or graph-based structures of information, which could be implicit graphs inferred from study data or explicit graphs tracked within analysis tools. For our second takeaway, we found that insights were often categorized according to the input data that informed the insight. The most common source is the dataset itself. For example, we might discover a correlation between horsepower and miles per gallon in a car's dataset. Another source for insights is the interface used to analyze the data. For example, the user might realize that the interface supports or hinders certain analysis strategies. The next source we observed is domain expertise, or external information that an analyst may bring to the analysis to contextualize the dataset. For example, perhaps the user knows a lot about cars and how they work. And the last source is social structures, such as the relationships and cultural expectations that may influence a user's view of the world. For example, perhaps the user knows a lot about US cars because they live in the US. Our third takeaway is that the literature seems to associate certain structures with insights. In particular, the literature seems to suggest that insights often start with the extraction of data facts from an input dataset, such as correlations between variables or assessment of data distributions. Then, these data facts are aggregated into broader generalizations about the dataset, which in turn can inform potential hypotheses for further analysis. Finally, this analytic knowledge, or information extracted from the dataset, is often paired with contextual knowledge that gives these results meaning. For example, perhaps a correlation between variables matters because the 2 variables in question are interesting together, such as drug mechanisms impacting patient outcomes. This work also reveals several interesting avenues for future research. For example, with consistent ways of recording insights, could we develop insight corpora for model training, similar to visualization and dataset corpora? Could we generalize observed insights into templates that can be reused to detect new insights or generate insight-based recommendations? Could these findings lead to the development of new tools for insight discovery? Or, as we are investigating in our current research, could structural consistencies in how insights are defined lead to new grammars for specifying insights? To summarize, we present a literature review on the definition of insight in visualization research. Our goal is to help fellow researchers and developers identify or even create definitions of insight that align with their specific goals. And by collating existing definitions, we hope to improve communication across our community regarding what definitions are available and their strengths and limitations, provide a broader understanding of what insights are and how they can be documented, and provide concrete anchor points for developing new tools for and studies of insight discovery. Thank you for listening to our talk.